Hey guys, this is Dinosaur Drawer, and this is part 2 of how to draw the allosaurus. So I was gonna try something today with this allosaurus, which is trying to get a pattern. I'm gonna draw the details with the ball-pointed pen again, but what I'm gonna try to do is use a pencil to get like a pattern of stripes or some, spots on the dinosaur, and we will try and look what it looks like when we use pencil. And well, actually I did something like that on my mosasaurus. Sorry guys. I did something like that on my mosasaurus, and it turned out to look pretty awesome. At least that's my opinion about it. It looks really awesome. So what I want to do right now is get the basic kind of shapes. I mean, not the shapes, but kind of markings on their bodies that I use in every kind of Jurassic Park style dinosaur. And I decided to make this a Jurassic Park style as well, because the more I look to the head of the allosaurus, the more it resembles it looks like the allosaurus from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So that's just my opinion, but I believe it looks pretty similar. And I want this to be all the way until the end of his tail even. Alright. And again we're gonna draw a lot of wrinkles over here. Alright, that should be fine for now. And we could add some veins and stuff. Maybe a little bit of detail as well. And what I could do is get a few large scales over here. Something like this, and maybe a few over here as well. Maybe one over here, tiny one over here. Just trying out some new things. Okay. And we could put some very light scales in there. Very light, tiny scales. Put a few lines in here as well. Maybe even a few rips. I'm just trying to start slow right now and build everything up out of well, I start very light, and later on I'm going to try to put more and more detail into it, more and more shadow and stuff, and darker spots. But for now I'm just putting in some random lines and details. So we want to get like 4 rips over here. Let's start with one over here, second one over here, third one over here, and here's going to be the 4th. And just put shadow behind it a little bit. And everything that I'm doing with this pencil, with the pen, you could do it with pencil as well. It's just going to take a little bit more time with a normal pencil to do this. Alright, now I'm going to put in a few darker spots, a few darker lines over here at his belly. Well, the place where his ribs are. And that's it for now. Just going to leave that as it is. I could also add some arteries over here. And get some shadow underneath them. Just a little touch of detail. In my recent drawings, when I do this, I usually rush things a little, but now I'm just right now I'm just doing it a little bit slow with a little bit more care to get a little bit better looking details into it. So it's really dark at his belly right now. So that's why I'm putting in a little bit more shading into this part. Just a tiny little bit more. And that's all. Now let's go over to the tail section. And do exactly the same as what we did with the other parts. And right here, about over here, I stop putting in dark lines because the lines come so close to each other that it creates a lot of shadow already, so we don't really need to put in more shadow over there. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep those very large wide open spaces like what you see over here, and even over here. Little curve into this, a little bit of shadow. A few scales here and there. And I want a lot of shadow over here as well. So it's starting to come together, starting to look pretty good. And the same thing in the tail again. When the lines come so close to each other, that creates shadow on its own. So don't go too dark at those parts. Sometimes I even decide not to put in anything at the tail. Alright. A couple of lines going that direction. his shoulder over here, and there's going to be a huge muscle over here and a lot of shadow over here. Alright, put in some very light lines. What you could do right now is even get in these scales, but then you really have to darken everything between the fingers, so it's clearly visible that there are 3 separate fingers. Well, let's first do this leg. Alright, his knee will be over here. Okay, and now I'm putting in the lines that will indicate where the muscle should be. Should be a lot of wrinkles right here. Yeah, just put in the stripes, don't put in the extra scales and stuff. Don't know why my pen keeps doing that, dropping ink and stuff, because it did it over here, it did it over here, it did it over there. It really ruins the drawing a little bit, so it's really a shame. I should get a new one. Oh, don't put in too much of shadow, that particular spot. And I was really trying to create the look of like the foot of an ostrich over here with all those stripes. I might use those stripes again sometimes. I mean, only on the feet and on the hands. They look really good. Alright, it's gonna drop ink again. So I just picked a piece of paper that I use to lay my hand upon when I'm drawing, so I don't smear the drawing, because I usually do that a lot, it seems. Yeah, it's really starting to look quite okay. It's really starting to look quite good. Okay. Now you want to create some detail on top of his neck, and I'm just gonna on the top of his body, I'm just gonna draw some random these kind of lines. Because that looks quite good. Alright. Let's do it on the tail as well. Okay. Now we need to do the other foot and the other hand. So here's the knee. And I'm just gonna do these lines. And it dropped ink again. I'm sorry that it keeps doing that, guys. At least you guys can see clearly what I'm drawing and how to draw this. Alright, a little bit of shadow between the toes and over here as well. Okay. And now let's do this hand. Just one line for shadow over there. Oh, it's really annoying, it keeps dropping ink. Sometimes it likes, it doesn't really drop a lot of ink for like hours, and then just suddenly it starts doing those weird things where it drops ink. Really, really annoying. Okay. That should be good. Now the only thing still left to do is the head. Let's make sure it doesn't drop ink.